Hey there, you're welcome back to my podcast, or you're welcome to my podcast. My name is Adibola, and today let's talk about something we don't talk about enough: the days we feel blank. You know those days when you wake up and feel nothing, no drive, no motivation, just the void where your energy used to be. And if you are feeling that way right now, I want you to know that you are not alone. We often hear about burnout, exhaustion, sadness, but rarely do we talk about just blankness. It happens very much often, but nobody talks about it. Everybody feels like, you're always supposed to be moving, being productive, da 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 da. And nobody's telling us of the days where they feel blank. That state where you're neither sad nor happy, neither tired nor energetic, you're just existing. My Nigerian people will say, I just dey. It's almost like you're stuck in a grey space where the world revolves around you, but you can't find the will to move with it. And that's the first thing I want to tell you. It's okay to feel this way. We are not machines designed to always be productive, do something, blah blah blah. Our minds and bodies we don't have that fuel at the very moment. So it is natural, very much natural. Even in the Bible, God reminds us that we are not meant to constantly be moving. We are not meant to constantly be striving. He told us that we should be still and know that He is God. We should acknowledge that after walking, there is a place for resting. Sometimes the best thing we can do when we feel blank is to surrender to stillness and trust that in our inactivity, God is still God. Now, why do you feel this way? It could be as a result of exhaustion. It could be as a result of overstimulation. It could even be the mind's way of forcing you to rest. Sometimes our brain shut down motivation not because we are failing, but because we need a pause. Other times, it may be deeper. It may be an emotional weight that you haven't processed yet. God Himself set an example for us in the book of Genesis. After the creation story, God did this, God did that, God did this and everything. And on the seventh day, He did what? He rested. So if the Creator of the universe took a moment to pause, why do you sometimes feel guilty when you do the same? I agree that there is a lot of pressure around. Everybody is saying you have to make it in your 20s, you have to make it in your 30s, you have to do this, do that, but don't overwork yourself. There are sometimes that you feel blank, and I'm guilty. When I feel blank, I feel like, why am I not productive? Why am I not doing something? And that is the reason I'm even recording this podcast. Why am I not productive? Why am I not yielding something? Why is it that this day I don't feel like working? Why is it that this day I don't feel like doing anything? And I have come to accept that there are some times that my body is going to feel this way, and it is natural. So you should also accept that. Jesus also understood the importance of rest. I think many times in the Bible, many times in the Bible, you hear that Jesus separated Himself from people, secluded Himself from people to do what? To rest, to pray, to do this, to recuperate. He also advised His disciples to come away from the crowd, from the audience and everything, to a secluded place and rest a little while. And that is after they've given much of themselves out. That's after they've given a lot of their substance, a lot of everything. So He told them to come to a secluded place and rest. If Jesus calls us to rest, then surely we are allowed to step back when we feel empty. Whatever the reason for your blankness is, remember this: just because today feels blank doesn't mean that tomorrow you will feel blank. This phase of being blank is not permanent. It is not at all. I think I am a witness to that. If I feel blank today, the next day I'm always on a high. I'm always rejuvenated. I'm always wanting to do a lot of things. So yes, it is very, very natural, and it is not permanent. So what can you do when you're blank? Or what can't you do when you're blank? One thing I'm very sure of that you should not do and you cannot do when you're blank, it is to is to try to force yourself to be okay instantly. I feel blank. I feel like I'm not going to be productive today, and then I'm forcing myself to be productive. My dear, it is going to fail. If you check what you did that time, it will not be your best. It will even make it worse. And it is a toxic pressure in our culture that tells us to always push through and be 1% better than yourself yesterday. I'm not disputing that fact, but that pressure always makes people want to keep moving and think that they are falling behind when they are blank. But forcing motivation when your mind is in this state can actually make things worse. So give yourself grace, okay? Give yourself grace. Go with the day, flow with the day. Like, there are other things that you can do that are not overly stimulating, and they are not overworking. So do the small things. Maybe today isn't just the day for big accomplishments. There are some days that you do something big and you're like, wow, I couldn't have done this in a day. But today is not that day, so you can rest. Maybe it's just drinking water, stretching, or getting out to get some air. Doing the smallest things. Yes. And you should not judge yourself. Limit self-judgment. Feeling blank doesn't mean you are lazy. It doesn't mean you are unworthy. It doesn't mean that you are not going to make it in life. It just means that you are human. Remember what Jesus says, that you should come unto him if you are weary and you are burdened, and he will give you rest. Connect with something that comforts you, a song, a Bible verse. I cannot overemphasize the need to always have a Bible verse and a song that helps to motivate you. A quiet moment with God, or even just sitting in stillness, like that is very refreshing, honestly. And sometimes the best thing to do is just be. Where someone will say, how far? You're just sitting down. Yeah. I'm fine. I'm okay. That kind of thing. So yes, you can just be. Let yourself exist without expectations for a moment. God doesn't demand endless productivity from us, okay? He calls us to rest in him. If today is one of those blank days for you, remember this. You have survived every blank day before. Your motivation, your joy, your drive, they are not gone forever. It's very temporal. And they are resting. They are going to come back. And when they are ready, they will return. The Bible reassures us that even when we don't feel like we have strength to move forward, God does. In Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31, it says, "But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." So that day that you are blank, you can rest with God, dwell in him, just be there in his presence. There are some things that you do not count, and when you receive them at that moment, they will carry you for the journey ahead. So when you feel blank, take it as a sign to rest. Take it as a sign to receive from God. Take it as a sign that God is wanting you to listen to something. And until the time that you receive your strength back, until the time that you receive your motivation again, be kind to yourself. Trust that God is holding you even in the stillness. Wow, I feel very light after saying this. Thank you for sharing these moments with me. I feel very grateful that you are here. If this episode resonated with you, you can share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to talk about your experience, you can feel free to reach out to me. You are not alone in this. Remember, it's okay to rest. It's okay to be still. God is still with you, even in the blankness. Until next time, take care and give yourself grace to just be. I love you. Bye.